Let's just look at some r/gay IRL, because me and maybe some of you are gay in real life. I went to a school where teachers would routinely come out about their sexuality. They talked about their heterosexual relationships and having kids. Some even went as far as making us read books with straight characters. Despite this all, I wasn't groomed into heterosexuality. You know, people who are against gay teachers coming out are more often than not imagining the teacher presenting a PowerPoint or something of their dating history and favorite sex positions, because that's how they view gay people, as sexual deviants. Coming out mostly look like this. It just happens in a regular conversation, very casually. Just someone casually mentioning their spouse and them going on a trip this coming weekend, or maybe just sharing a funny story about their family life. It's also casual. Gay people don't want to shove their relationships in your kids' faces, Karen. It's literally all about people viewing homosexuals as sexual deviants and predators. I often confuse my gaydar with my overpowering please be gaydar. The struggle is real, you guys. The way that my mind contorted itself completely from trying to figure out if my girlfriend liked girls literally made me insane. Why do people like to use the whole Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, against gays? Need I remind you that Adam and Eve had one job, but they screwed that up and plunged humanity into sin? They aren't exactly the poster couple for a healthy relationship. I feel like the mythology of Adam and Eve should just serve as a bad example of heterosexuality and nothing more. It's such a self-burn on Christians who use this argument. Maybe if Adam and Eve had actually been engaging in gayness, they wouldn't have had time to curse humanity for all foreseeing future. Maybe? Hey straight people, I bet you never done a Google search to check if your travel destination will arrest you for being straight. Happy Pride, motherfuckers! I thought I was a person who liked to travel before I realized that being both a girl and being gay puts me with double bullseyes on me wherever I go. My girlfriend told me she wanted to ride on the Trans-Siberian Express and, well, needless to say, we'll be happy just watching some vlog of a mediocre YouTuber doing it from the comfort of our home. There are so many places I'd love to visit, but I just feel like I can't do it because of this. I may have listened to too much true crime, but honestly, even if I would return home unscathed, I just know the trip would be overshadowed by my anxiety, so that's just a fun thing about being a lesbian. All clothing is unisex if you stop being a little bitch about it. Back when I actually wanted my homophobic family members to be a part of my future children's lives, I had a plan to tell them that I was expecting a girl, regardless if I knew I was expecting a boy. Just so that they'd gift me pretty, pink, lacy, cute, and floral things. Just because that's what I personally prefer, and I know they'd never get the kid anything like that if I was expecting a boy. Dressing your baby boy to look like he owns a boat and is named Harold, instead of dressing him like a cute forest fairy, just feels like a waste of potential in my opinion. When you are a homophobe and get reincarnated as the son of a gay couple. Well, in reality, that baby is just now realizing he'll be exposed to an infinite number of dad jokes. I want to start a fake conversion camp so that homophobic parents will actually be sending their kids to my accepting gay sanctuary, and the kids won't be stuck in their toxic and homophobic homes. This is an actual good idea. I'm gonna write this one into my bucket list. A straight at work said to me, "It's not fair. It's so easy for you gays to hook up." As if we haven't spent centuries meeting up in sewers at 2 a.m. to avoid getting murdered by heterosexuals. This is literally so true. There's so many layers to the secrecy that was, and still in some places is, gay dating. I feel like the heads have a hard time wrapping their heads around the concept of forbidden love, despite it being their favorite romance trope ever. Gay sex is literally twice as manly as straight sex. I don't think the Andrew Tate worshippers are ready for this, you guys. At Thanksgiving dinner, Grandma, so are you seeing anyone? Me? Not unless everyone gets real cool about a bunch of stuff really quickly. There's been so many times where I've badly wanted to talk about my crushes at family gatherings, but I always had to be quiet, so I just became that weird girl who never had anything to add to the topic of relationships. My sister is a lesbian and I'm gay, but our parents are very conservative. So she dates my boyfriend and I date her girlfriend. So if they stay over, they stay in opposite rooms. But joke's on my parents. I feel like this could be a story for a really good soap opera or maybe a really good slice of life comic. Anyone else agree? It would also be the cutest story to tell at the weddings of these gays. Assuming the family come to their senses and become supportive of their gay kids. For the sake of my peace of mind, let's just hope that's how it is. They'll have a laugh about it on the wedding, right? I'm going to start addressing evangelical Christians like they talk at gay people. Yeah, I just don't agree with your lifestyle. Your beliefs are simply a phase. I respect you, but just not how you live your life. You shouldn't be allowed to get married. I feel like this logic of speech is like the only thing that homophobic religious people will have any chance of understanding. I mean, saying to a Christian, I respect you, but just not how you live your life, will create a hellfire bigger than whatever they imagine hell to be. What feels illegal, but isn't? Being gay and showing affection to your significant other in public. This is so true, like, I've literally become so paranoid because of this. I mean, I'll still hold her hand, but it sure isn't a nice feeling to, like, feel like you're being watched. A not so very fun, but also a little bit of fun anecdote of mine is that when me and my animation school went to an animation festival in Norway, there just so happened to be a pro-Nazi demonstration taking place at the very same time in the very same place. So me and my girlfriend had to stay at arm's length from each other at all times during that trip. Just some fun things about being gay, I guess. Another anecdote about this anecdote is that we rode in these like minibuses which were filled to the brim with animation geeks. When we were closing in on the city we were supposed to stay in, we noticed that a police car had been following us for a while. They ended up guiding us into a parking garage, and like we were all so confused because we thought that maybe we had done something illegal, or I don't know, many weird thoughts probably crossed through our minds at that point. I was, and I still am, a very paranoid person, but luckily for us, we could send out the one person in our company that could actually speak Norwegian, so she could clear up some things with the cops. Apparently, they saw us and thought that we were like traveling Nazis on our way from Sweden to Norway to join this weird, dumb demonstration. So we were happy we weren't being arrested, and they were happy they didn't have to deal with Nazis. Today in one of our med classes, we talked about LGBT patients, and the professor isn't taking anyone's shit. What if we don't feel comfortable treating someone following that lifestyle? Professor, find a different career. Literally no one is forcing you to go into the one career where you have to take care of people. That is a choice that you make. You don't get to choose who you treat when you're a doctor. It's such a weird fucking hill to die on. There was a big case in Sweden a while ago. I don't remember everything about it, but it was basically about a midwife who sued the place she was applying for a job at because they denied her the job, as she told them she refused to perform abortions because of her religion. She sued them for discrimination, but they ultimately decided she wasn't actually being discriminated against, because why would you even apply for the one only job in which you are required to perform abortions? That is, you can become a teacher, you can become an illustrator like me, or you can become like a flip-a-burger person. And then you wouldn't have to perform any abortions at all, and you would avoid this entire conflict. But no, you just had to become the one thing where you are required to perform abortions. It's literally so stupid. Another way of looking at it is like you're working at a Subway restaurant, but you refuse to prepare food with gluten in it. You're just making yourself into looking like the biggest fool, man. Oh well, sorry about the rant. I hope you like this video and yada yada. I always love looking at memes, and if you feel like sharing your thoughts about any of them, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Also, if there's any other subreddits you'd like for me to check out, please let me know. Or maybe you want to see some more gay memes? I'm up for all kind of ideas, actually, because I think this is pretty fun and I like to think out loud.